Hello! Today I'm going to be playing a parkour map made by Llamas22 while I ramble about anthropology. Anthropology was the one course I took while I was in university that I actually really enjoyed. It was by far my favorite class, and I remember it very fondly. In anthropology, I was hoping, to learn more about how to write convincing characters, I suppose would be the best way to phrase it. What I mean by that is, as a creative writing major, I took the anthropology class so that I could write characters with motivations that made sense and societies that made sense and reflected the struggles I wanted the characters to face. I wanted to make it so that whatever kingdoms or factions I wrote sort of had a rule base that made sense and they felt like they could function on their own as opposed to just how the character sees them. I don't know if that really makes sense. I wanted you to be able to take whatever faction, whatever society I wrote and remove the protagonist from it entirely and still have it function. I didn't want it to revolve around the protagonist. That was scary. I bumped on that wall and almost fell off of that. So I had expected to learn about different cultures while I was doing anthropology. I expected it to teach me about different cultures, different societies, things that I wasn't really used to being exposed to. I was hoping to double jump, but instead I just fell. That's fine. There are no checkpoints within this level, but there's a checkpoint over there. You can't see it through the wall. That blue glowy stuff is a checkpoint, so you have to get through all three of these before you can do that. But I had a lot of fun with it. I have done this before. I did a run through to make sure that I could do it, and because I was really struggling to keep hold of my thoughts when I didn't know where to go, so I wanted to know where to go and what to do so that when I failed, I can just keep doing it on repeat. I don't know if that makes sense. I cheated is what I'm saying. This isn't my first time seeing this map. But that means that I'm able to keep talking. So, anthropology. Learning about other cultures. It was really interesting to me, and I was really happy with the texts provided. Now, admittedly, I didn't read many of the texts because I was an absolutely terrible student and I didn't want to do any work outside of class, which is one of the reasons that just the format of university did not work for me. But the texts that I did read were really, really interesting. They were captivating, they were relatable, and they actually related to what we were talking about. And I think that's one of the main things that I learned from my anthropology class. That in order to understand something, you have to relate to it. You can't just understand a culture that you've never seen before, that you've never been immersed in before. You have to understand yourself and your own expectations first. The best ways that we talked about these different cultures that I was not raised in, was when we heard about what they did and related it to ourselves. Like, it's really not the same thing, but the conventions surrounding the Chinese Lunar New Year, where the family all gets together and it's a massive celebration, were compared to things like Mother's Day, because it's a celebration that we're used to in the culture I was raised in. It's one where the whole family gets together, and at least my family, we all sort of help out with the cooking. And once it was framed like that, and we were taught once we were taught more about sort of the traditions and the meanings behind it, how it came to be, it made more sense than just a title. And that's a concept that applies to a lot. As I think I was mentioning earlier, that it's sort of what I was interested in with genre, how you need to understand something yourself before you can build on that knowledge. So what ended up happening in the anthropology course was that I actually learned more about myself. I learned more about my own culture and how to interact with that, which was actually kind of a relief for me. It's not what I was expecting, but it was definitely a benefit. There's no way out. And now you can see that I have this checkpoint. Don't worry, when I walk off of the checkpoint, I don't get to keep the elytra. So, if you would allow my brain a second to catch up. Words. I had words. I swear I had words. Understanding my own. Autoethnography. That's what I was on about. I was on about autoethnography, which is a word that means basically using observations of society through your own viewpoint to understand things. Understanding yourself to understand society. We focus on macro and micro lenses a lot, which basically means focusing on the big picture or focusing on a small reflection to understand the big picture. Like, you focus on the child who drops their stuffed toy in an apocalypse movie instead of focusing on all of the atrocities going on, because that's a quick way to create empathy with the audience, and it's something that sort of everyone understands. It's a minor tragedy that reflects the bigger horror, and it's easier to understand, it's easier to consume, it's bite-sized. So we talked about that. Oh, thank goodness I made that jump. I was really worried for a moment. And autoethnography is really interesting to me. I like understanding the world through understanding myself. I need to focus for this jump because I tried it earlier and I am not used to shulker parkour. But this is really interesting, and when I first saw this, I got so absolutely giddy. I definitely recommend you check out the map maker because this is just cool. Okay. I did it. My hand was off of shift. I meant to press shift, but I didn't fall. That was cool. One of the things we did, I'm not going to be able to make this jump, am I? Oh, one of the things we did with autoethnography, I am mad. I'm mad. One of the things we did with autoethnography as one of our assessments, which I really enjoyed, because I rambled, and I like rambling, in case you can't tell that already. Do I have to start from the beginning again? I really don't want to start from the beginning again. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get instant karma. Don't worry about it. Whatever it takes to make things fun, right? I've had a lot of fun with this map, but oh my goodness, missing that jump is, and then that, it just, I don't want to start from over there again. So one of the assessments we had was to do with the current global pandemic, and it was talking about how I'm so bad at elytra parkour. Come on. Ugh. I have not done this bit, and I'm going to be just consistently struggling with it. We wanted to talk about the changes that had been made. Well, in my life, there wasn't really many changes, but it was interesting to me that everyone felt like things like the shopping centers only allowing a certain amount of people in shops. Everyone felt like that was such a big change. And it was really interesting to me to note that most of the shops that required that, at least in my eyes, I'd never actually seen more people than that in it. I have no idea how to do this. I'm so bad at elytra. I've never done elytra parkour before. thank you, Llamas22, for that. I just straight up don't have an elytra. This is really cool and really fun, and I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah. Oh! I made it, and then I didn't. This is just gonna be me playing parkour now. I don't remember what I was talking about. I do remember, but I don't remember where I was going from that. Okay, now it's just normal parkour. No elytra. I can do that. I can do parkour. I know how to do parkour. There's a block above my head. Great! So, thinking about how the whole global pandemic works through the reflections of my own life was really interesting, and noting how it felt like there was a bigger change than there actually was really interesting to me, and it meant that I could try and figure out why there was that big change. And in my mind, it was the difference between implicit and explicit rules. The fact that I'd never seen more than 5 people in that one shoe shop before was an implicit rule. Just, it feels really full if there's more than 5 people in it. But as soon as you put a sign saying no more than 5, it becomes an explicit rule, and that's confrontational to a lot of people. Honestly, I did not expect to get up to this point and still have time left. I thought I'd like get up to here and be like, well, the video's over, but it wasn't. I still had things to talk about, and there was still plenty of time to talk. Is this entertaining? I'm having fun. Oh my goodness. Right, so autoethnography is really cool to me because the way I experience the whole world is... Hello? Okay. This is fine. The way I experience the whole world is through myself. I don't know what that... Okay, I can do this. I know how to exist. This is fine. Okay. It wasn't just the content of the class that I liked, though, because I am getting way too carried away talking about autoethnographies, and I've gotten so sidetracked. Oh, Strider clutch, huh? Thanks for the tip. Oh, this looks so cool. Oh, hey! We're above it now. That's the checkpoint we were just at. That's where we started. That's so cool. I really liked the... I'm just... Checkpoint. This is the checkpoint. I'm working on a checkpoint system. Wait, if I die, does the checkpoint... I'm gonna check that. Okay, it does. Good. Nice. So... I can't believe I made it the first time, and then I'm not making it again. I really liked this class because it was really friendly. I was worried at first because I felt sort of alienated by some of the girls in the class. They were not my type of people. They were the type of people who think it's fun to go out and get drunk in the afternoon of like a surprising amount of days, which is not my type of fun. I don't really do parties. I don't really do drinking. I prefer to, stay at home and play Minecraft. So I didn't really relate to them. But I found other people in that class that I related to, and the lecturer made me feel really welcomed. I knew that it was a safe place, and no matter what I thought, my opinions were going to be respected. there were some good debates that we had, but overall, the class started feeling like a family. There were a few of us towards the end, because this was a class I had over lockdown. There were a few of us that just stuck around, and like there were always 4 of us in the class, and then who knew who else showed up. So it started feeling like a little community, and I didn't really get that with any of my other classes. I think that was probably my favorite part about it. I'm getting really frustrated at this parkour, but it is so fun. And I'm running out of time, but it's so fun. Oh goodness, where do I go from here? Is there somewhere to go from here? Oh, there's a ladder. Okay, that's fine, there's a ladder. I might edit this down a little, if I even possibly can. I might just do a voiceover, because I'm really having fun with this map. But the video is getting long. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, it's really dark down here. So yeah, I really appreciated my anthropology class. It was by far the best class I've had, and I had a lot of fun in it. I really enjoyed the content, but it's not something that I wanted to continue doing. Like, I definitely didn't want to go into 3rd year anthropology. I didn't want to do the anthropology final assessment, because my lecturer talked about their experiences in anthropology and what they did to finish and get their degree, and that's not something that I was interested in doing. But I enjoyed my anthropology class a lot more than I enjoyed any of my writing classes, which is what I actually came to the school for and why I did anthropology, because I wanted it to improve my writing. So yeah, I don't know. At this point, I'm just playing the map. This is fine. Being on fire has never stopped me from parkouring, but never mind. That was really bad timing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm having fun. It's so hard to focus on what I'm saying in a map like this. The map is just so cool. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Also, I think I've sort of finished all of my points. How much longer is this? How much longer is this? Because if the end's just over there, I wanna finish it. I was told this could take anywhere from 15 minutes to half an hour, and it's sort of looking like it's gonna be half an hour, but it's been like 18 minutes, almost 19 minutes. So in theory, the end could be anywhere. I hear lava. Which is, I think, what I died in earlier. What? 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 Where? What? Huh? Okay, over here. This was a really, really cool map. I'm having so much fun with this map. I mean, I don't know what's happening, but I'm having fun. What? Where? What? Where am I going? What's the plan here? I don't know what I'm doing. What's going on? Feel like I need a way to get there so I can get there so I can get there so I can get over there. Up there is a possibility? Yes? Yes. Okay. Am I gonna do anything with this recording? Probably not. It's nonsensical. Why are my standards for myself so high? I jumped over to there, right? Oh, right, slime. Going here, over there. I'm mad. It's longer than I wanted it to be. This is longer than I wanted it to be. I haven't stopped recording yet because I'm having fun, but I'm also not talking. Being a YouTuber is hard. The tight-knitness of my group, is that a word? How tight-knit the little anthropology class was really reminded me of one of my high school classes. I hated the class at first, but we got a new teacher and now I'm all the way back here. We got a new teacher and everyone got really friendly. Like, we all became friends. We got close. This is fine. I missed. Nah. This isn't working. No. No way. I should stop recording. I should quit out of this. I should re-download the map so that my checkpoints and things aren't saved. Why am I not doing that? I'm having a lot of fun. You could go up there? Wait, what's up there? I really don't want to do those jumps again. It feels like there are multiple pathways. What's up here? Oh! It's just another way to get here? Having so much fun, but I'm also so frustrated. And that's why I like parkour. And usually I can talk while I'm doing this, but I run out of things to talk about. Not today. Not today. Brain doesn't want to multitask this week. That's why I was really struggling at the party the other night, because I couldn't socialize and do things. My brain is so tired and so worn out, and I've done so many things since university. I have to stop. I have to stop. I have to stop. So this is a little different to the other commentary video that I did because my brain really spaced out in this one. And at the time when I was doing it, I thought that I'd really, really hate it. But watching it back, I actually kind of like it. I think it sort of shows you a different part of me that I don't often let people see. And I know that I personally would watch a video like this, and with the creators who it made me remind myself of, um, I'd love to see them do something like that. So I don't think I'm going to retake this. I think it's fine, but I was really, really struggling to hold the thought at the end there, so totally understandable if you didn't make it far enough to hear me say these words. I think that's all I had to say.